Happy April Fool's Day, everybody. I hope none of you have been victimized too badly, unlike me last year. But before I get to that, even today I was victimized by my own stepkid. So here's part of Zach's little shaving cream prank on us. Then on the door it says, "Got you." Nice surprise when you wake up in the morning. Then he got my car pretty good too. Little bastard. What? I love the Beatles. It's nothing compared to last year's. Let me tell you exactly what happened. Last year was terrible. It all started on March 31st of 2009. It all started on Facebook. Facebook is like my crack. I'm on it as much as I can be. I'll even log on and then walk away. If there's anything I like to do on there, it's update my statuses. Well, April Fool's Day was the next day, and I needed something pretty clever to put on my Facebook status, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I'm going through my brain, you know, because I'm pretty clever, I can come up with some pretty funny stuff, but then I just couldn't do it. I had to resort to the internet and borrow something of somebody else's. Emo Phillips. Emo Phillips is an 80s comedian. He's still alive, he's still making jokes, but he's not nearly as popular as he used to be. But he is pretty funny. Let me first preface this by saying that I used to work with kids. Now when I say used to work with kids, I don't mean that this whole shebang from last April Fool's Day is the reason why I don't work with kids anymore. So I brought up the website where I found the quote, and I'm going to show it to you guys right now. It says, "I love to go down to the schoolyard and watch all the little children jump up and down and running around yelling and screaming. They don't know I'm only using blanks." Yeah, so I posted this Facebook status, and yeah, one of the parents of a former student of mine was a friend on Facebook, past tense, and she sent me a message asking me what I meant by using blanks. Now for those who are socially adept, you would know right away that using blanks could mean one of two things, okay? Either you're shooting blanks from a gun, or your penis. Yeah, that's just uncomfortable. Not that the gun one is easy, but still. So that was that. And, you know, it does take one person to ruin everything for everybody. So I ended up deleting that status maybe around 1 o'clock that morning, that night, that morning, whatever. But it doesn't end there, because I went to work the next morning, and I had two bosses at the time, and they brought me into the executive director's boss, shut the door, sat me down, and gave me a stern look and asked me about this Facebook status that they had not seen yet. And so I told them, "I borrowed it from Emo Phillips because I couldn't come up with anything on my own." They're like,
"Why did you use that one?"
So I told them,
"Because I thought it was funny."
But it pisses me off because, like, I knew this woman and she knew me. You know, I had her child for I think a year. I was a little pissed because I thought my trust was violated, and you know, everything that this parent and I had ever discussed, you know, in between hours at work, and, you know, when I saw her out in public, you know, it just meant nothing. You know, I figured she knew me by then enough to know if I was joking or if I was serious. And, you know, I do take life seriously, but I like to joke around because it sometimes gets too serious. But everybody else I knew that saw it loved it. They thought it was one of the funniest things I had ever written. So I thought the day was over and done with. I thought the rest of my day was going to go as it had been. Little did I know, I had a little surprise coming. It was during my break, and I had about 2 hours to just do whatever. So I was in the office for a little while, and I got up, and I don't know what I was doing. I left the room for about 5 minutes, and I came back, and the office manager comes over to me.
"Oh my gosh, you gotta get out of here. There's police people. There's police.
There's police. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. I can't even think about it without laughing.
There's police here, and they need to talk to you." Whatever. Yeah. "No, seriously. There's a white unmarked car out in the parking lot." Okay, white unmarked car and police are in the building that I can't see. That's just a load of crap. Okay, the joke's funny, you're a terrible liar. I'm gonna go about my day.
Then the program director came out. And she's pretty tough. You know, I love her to death. And she came out and she gave me a look and she told me flat out she was pissed at me. She goes, "I can't believe that you did this. There are police investigators here wanting to speak with you. You're in a lot of trouble." So that's when I started to think, maybe I should
take this a little more seriously. Maybe this is not a joke. Happy April Fool's Day to me.
About a minute or two later, the executive director came out of her office, and, you know, she's pretty laid back. She's like a little flower. She's sweet. She smiles a lot. She does not like conflict. And she was pissed. And so she told me that I had some guests in her office, and I took a deep breath, looked at my colleagues for what I thought could be the last time, and walked into the office and shut the door behind me. When I got in there was a gentleman and a lady, both police officers, and they had badges on their belt loops, and they had guns on the other side of their belts. I knew right then and there this was not a joke, this was dead serious. And they asked me right away,
"Well, Mr. Frazier, do you know what this is all about?"
And I looked at them, very sorry, and I told them,
Facebook?
Exactly.
So they asked me if I had any enemies, if I had any problems at home, did I enjoy my job, did I have any access to weapons?
No, everything's fine. I have no enemies, and I have no access to weapons, and we're all good to go.
Then they asked me why I put that status up. And I said pretty much what I had been telling everybody. It was a joke. I thought it would be even funnier because I work with kids. Oh gosh, now I'm really hating myself now that I think about it a year later. And I just grabbed the quote, and I thought it was fitting, and it meant no disrespect to anybody, and I didn't mean to scare anybody, and I honestly, the only person that complained was this mom. So then they asked me if I had any idea of who might have reported me. To which I responded the name of the mom that reported me, or that I think reported me, and they looked at each other hesitantly, and they were just like, no, that's nope. Well, it's possibly her husband did it, but I'm not going to go there. The fact is that the mom didn't trust me, and she sucks ass. That was bad, but I don't care. Actually, I do, because she was doing the right. She did the right thing. I'm not too mad at her. I mean, you know. But the point is, she should have taken the joke. I mean, everything was written in past tense. Anybody else could have told that that it was a joke, and that it wasn't going to happen. I mean, you know. It sucks. I still get a little pissed about it. I am right now, actually. I don't know if I'm more pissed at myself or if I'm pissed at the mom. Yeah, I'd probably say I'm a little pissed off at myself. But damn, it was good. Because now without it, I would not have been able to make this video. Not that this is one of my proudest videos. So anyway, I was pretty pissed after that. They let it go. The police let it go. They kind of laughed it off, you know. And that was it. And I didn't tell my wife until about 5 o'clock that evening. We were in the car on our way to Williamsburg, Virginia, and we were in Richmond, I think, when I decided to tell her. But she knew something was up because I was kind of standoffish and very quiet on the ride there. So, anyway, let that be a lesson to you young people, and some of you people in your 30s, that you got to be careful, you know, play it safe, and hope that the people that you think know you actually know you, because, you know, like I said before, it takes one person to screw everything else up. So anyway, that was it. Yeah, April Fool's Day has not been the same for me ever since, and yeah.